The following audio may contain the personal testimonials of some Optavia coaches or clients of Optavia. The results relayed in these messages are based on the unique experiences of the participants, and we cannot guarantee like or similar outcomes. While you may be inspired by these accounts, please note that any stories of success have not been verified and your individual path to optimal health will vary. As always, it is our recommendation that you consult with a healthcare provider before starting a weight loss program. Yours in health, the Optavia team.
Alrighty, guys, welcome. It's the best day of the week. It's Wednesday. It's the Habits of Health call night. So, first of all, I want to welcome everyone tonight. My name is Brad Miller. I'm a certified health coach, and we are in the middle of a series right now, and I'll kick all that off in a moment. We're going to wait for everyone to keep tuning in here. But as we all hop in, we just hit the 500 mark. Start opening up the chat. And I'm going to ask this question again, so it won't be a big deal if people tune in after. But where are you tuning in from tonight? What city and state are you in? Hello from Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas except our waistlines, right? Is that how it works? All right. A little bit of an orientation as we get started here. This is a call for everyone. Oh my gosh, I love the chat. Oh, I gotta go back to the chat here. Everyone's tuning in. I see Texas, Montana, Virginia. Where's the Northwest? All right, where's my Northwest people? There we go, North Carolina. I think it's so cool that we tune in from all over the country. So let's hop into a little orientation tonight. This call is for everyone. If you're tuning in tonight or watching the recording, you're probably a current Optavia client or coach, and we want to welcome you and be part of being part of our community. We've got all kinds of backgrounds here. People new to their journey, experience, which I have a few people sharing on that tonight. You might be a health professional. You might be anywhere along the journey. We're for all walks of life here. So we just want to welcome you. But the first thing I want to hop in here too, and I'm going to ask the chat again, is I'll ask the chat another question here. But if you are brand new to this call, if this is your first time tuning in, you might not even know how to use the chat, but drop me a 1 in the chat if this is your first time hopping on the Habits of Health call with us. Oh my gosh, we have a lot of first timers. Welcome you guys. All right, so I have the biggest takeaway for all of you guys tonight, which is put this, as soon as you're done with this call, put this as a rock in your schedule on repeat. The community, the support, the education, we're always at different places in our journey. And if you put this as a rock in your schedule, I can tell that you will always continue to move forward in your health. It's moving forward that helps us be at our best. So anyways, welcome to all the first timers. Welcome to all the experienced people. Let's dive in tonight because I'm excited for tonight's topic. We'll kind of dive in. We're going to still ask the chat a few more things here, but going to keep asking the chat here. So bonus question on the chat. Where are you tuning in from, and where are you at state-wise, but also where are you at physically? Like, are you in the car? Are you at the gym? Are you at home cooking dinner? Where are you at? What is everyone up to? I know we're in all different time zones right now. Everyone's at their office. Look at that, the car or the home. Oh, how are you typing from the car? I hope you're not driving. Hopefully you're carpooling. That wouldn't be a habit of health. It's all good though. All right, last question, and I'm going to ask, oh my gosh, I just love where everyone's tuning from. Last question. For this part of it, I'm going to be asking a lot of questions tonight, so open up the chat. What was your biggest win this week? Type it in the chat, 1 sentence or less. And I'm actually, as you guys are doing that, if you would like to share something live, go ahead and raise your virtual hand. We'll see how much time we have, and we will promote you to speaker. But I'm going to read a few of these off here. All righty, here, drinking water, Disney, walking. Oh my gosh, it's going so fast I can't even keep. There's a lot of wins. All right, let's do at least one live. We might have time for one live. David, you in the background, who raised their hand that we're sharing from?
Denise Heinrichs just raised her hand. Denise, are you there with us?
I know Denise, yeah.
Hello, can you hear me?
Denise.
Hey, you guys, I love this topic. As a nurse practitioner, I tried to poke holes in this program for 4 months. I wasted 4 months of poking holes. And then I realized that this was a mechanism that would help me lose 100 pounds. And with that, I was barely able to walk in the beginning. But with these amazing fuelings, I was able to lose 100 pounds and gain the life that I desired with my kids, my grandkids. And I love this community. Community is so important to me with this, but I love having the win of being able to travel and be with my grandbabies, which are standing right outside the door, knocking and waiting for me. So thanks for letting me share.
That is a big win. Being able to travel, be with the grandkids, that's a big win here. We're 5 after. We'll keep the wins in the chat. I'm trying to keep up with all of them so we can get into tonight's topic because we have a lot to cover tonight. So the last few weeks, we've been covering the topics of our 4 components. So last week, we covered community, which I'm glad Denise hit on. The week before that, Dawn covered health coaching, having a coach and how that works. And hopefully you're starting to see how all these come together because all 4 components make a difference. And I'm really excited to cover this one. That's actually why I'm going to jump in tonight because I have a lot of information to share with you on this topic. It's really helpful. And I love this because when I got started, honestly, I just honestly didn't even see just the fueling part. I saw just the weight loss portion of this part. And it was being opened up to these different components that make all of the difference. And I'm going to ask the chat a lot tonight. So drop me a 2 in the chat if you have started to grab on to these other portions, these other components of our program, and they are making the biggest difference for you in your journey. I love the chat. This is why it's my favorite call of the week. I just love being with all of you guys. I love it because it's true. That's how I was. I thought I was just going to lose some weight, but then I got involved with the community, and that's where I started to grow the most. Having a health coach to support me along the way, and then learning how the fuelings actually played in. Like it actually taught me about nutrition and actually good fueling in the body. And then of course we have the habits of health because we're building habits of health here. So, and I actually love the Wednesday night because I'm a big fan of being efficient. We're knocking out 2 at once tonight. We're knocking out community and we're knocking out habits of health and learning and growing our healthy mind. So without any further ado, let's jump in because we want to make sure you guys get all the information, all the background on all of these. And I got some quizzes for you tonight. I'm going to try to stump you. This is going to be a really interactive call. But we're going to go over some of the parts because tonight we're diving into the fueling component of our program and why it's so important. And I have a guest speaker that's going to come on and share a little about their journey and how the understanding of these, and not only the 4 components, but the different capacities of the fuelings, how they played into their success long term. So a little bit of a question as we start tonight. What is the overall goal of our program? Type it in the chat. What do you guys think it is? I'm going to try to see if I can stump you guys. Health. Yes, optimal. Man, I didn't even stump you guys. You guys totally nailed it. Optimal health. You guys got it. Optimal health is the goal. So we're always fixated on where we're going forward. This isn't a diet. This isn't weight loss. This is optimal health in all areas of our life. So we need 4 components to make sure we're hitting all those points. So let me see if I can stump you on this one because I didn't get you on the first one. What is the nutrition plan that we use to create optimal health? 5 and 1, 5 and 1. All right. Berries. Oh, there we go. There we go. Eating 6 times a day. I see a lot of 5 and 1s in here, and that's why I'm excited to hit on this topic. Because when I understood how this works, that's when I truly unlocked my long-term health journey. And probably my favorite question to ask people when they're starting their journey is, how important it is to you to continue your success after you hit your goal? And usually they're just excited because they're like, I'm actually going to hit my goal because I'm trying this, but I don't know if it's going to work. It's what we do after the goal that makes the biggest thing, the biggest importance. And so when you understand how to use the fuelings, it's not about the 5 and 1 plan. It's about eating 6 times a day, fueling our bodies every 2 to 3 hours. So I did stump you guys a little bit here. Nice. Okay, I got it here. Does that help everyone understand it a little bit? So like 5 and 1 is just one of our programs. I'm going to go over that here in a moment and the benefits of that program, but also how the other programs work. So diving in tonight, understanding our plans. Boom. Someone said, Kelly said, boom in the chat. I love it. She's like, yeah, congratulations, Tony. Nice. I love it. So diving in tonight, understanding our plans and how our body works. Honestly, I hope you guys walk away with a lot of freedom and a lot of understanding about how this all plays together. And I actually wasn't planning on asking this question, but who here, I guess I think we're up to number 3. Drop me a 3 in the chat if you've ever wondered why your body loses or doesn't lose, or if the scales ever played like mind games with you on how you're doing. You feel like you're doing well, but the scale's not working. You're just like, what? Okay. So a lot of 3s. Number 4. So question, drop a 4 in the chat. Did it ever stop you from being able to move forward because you didn't understand how it worked? Like, did it put a mental roadblock on it for you? Did you ever throw in the towel at any point? Like, so I did a lot of 3s and a lot of 4s. So that's what I want to cover tonight, is how to use this amazing tool that we have on how to help you understand, have clarity, how to understand why, because I'm a big person that wants to know why. When someone tells me something, I'm always saying, why is that? Why is that way? So I hope to give you a lot of clarity tonight. So what tonight we're going to be covering, really kind of a quick overview, is our plans. Fat burning versus not fat burning. There's a very big difference in this. Weight loss, weight maintenance, and fat loss, because they are different things. Body composition, and a little bit of just little tips on exercise, sleep, stress, plateaus. Anyone ever hit a plateau? I think we're up to number 5. Drop me a 5 in the chat if you ever hit a plateau and you're like, what? Okay, you're going to just want to tune in just for this answer tonight. Plateaus, you can bust them through in like a second. Or you might not even be in a plateau. You just are doing so good at your nutrition plan that your body composition is altering. It's keeping the scale the same. That's actually better than weight loss, my friends. Talk to your health coach more about that. And then also just progress over perfection. So tonight here, hopefully you're taking notes, and if not, you can watch the recordings. All the recordings are up within 24 hours. Hopefully you've got the podcast channel like saved onto your phone, or you've got the link for the playbacks on your home screen. Either one of those, or you're just here every week with us on repeat, on live. But here are the different plans that we have. I want to explain a little bit about them. So all of these, so if you look over here on the right, all of these are based on a structure of giving your body 100% of the daily nutrition that you need to support what your body needs. Where, I just want to kind of point it out, I'm not knocking other ways of losing weight or eating, but usually when people are dieting, you probably aren't getting anywhere near what you need nutritionally. Just because you're losing weight doesn't mean you're eating what your body needs. So all of our plans are designed to give you exactly what your body needs. Protein, vitamins and nutrients, balanced sugar, carbs, and macronutrients, all of those things. So it depends on what your goal is, on what plan you should be on. So that's why I wanted to kind of ask the chat, and this is actually David who's going to be sharing here in a moment's idea. What plan are each of you guys following right now? Are you clear on what your goal is and what plan you should utilize to accomplish that goal? 5-1, 5-1, 3-3. We have some people that understand this. Nice, I love 5-1. A lot of people on 5-1. I decided to do fat burning because there's a lot of benefits to the 5-1 and fat burning. I'll explain that a little bit. But one of it is energy and clarity. So sometimes it feels good to go in it just for the clarity. I'm not even trying to lose weight right now, but that's another topic for another day. So awesome. A lot of people in all of these. Okay, love it. So let's look over here to the left-hand side. Weight loss plans. We have plans that will help you with weight loss. We have our optimal weight 5-1. And just like I thought would be the case, most of you are on that plan. It's the best plan for a lot of reasons. It's our only fat burning plan that will help you utilize being in the fat burning stage. So I'm going to explain here in just a minute. If you have questions on this, I can't stress enough that please go back and ask your health coach along the way on this. This is so key. We also have a great resource called Nutrition Support that you can email, and they can answer any of these questions in depth. It's just nutritionsupport@optavia.com. So many sources of support. The next plan is 4 and 2, which is 4 Fuelings, 2 lean and greens. And again, connect with your health coach. That one actually can technically be a fat burning stage. But the next ones are just good calorie structure plans. So the 4, 2, and 1, the nursing mothers, which helped my wife lose her baby weight after both of her pregnancies. We have a seniors plan, teens plan. We have different ways to fuel your body to lose weight. The fastest and most effective from a few different standpoints is going to be the 5-1 plan. And I'm going to explain that why in a second, because that's our fat burning plan. Does that make sense to you guys? Like, each of these are ways to eat 6 times a day. They're all going to put you in a calorie deficit. So you're burning these many calories, you're taking in this many. Only one of them is going to put you in a fat burning stage, which is going to get the benefit of this. So which one's good? Like, I have people that ask me all the time, like, hey, like this was actually a case of someone that just got started the other day. They were like, all right, I'm going out of town on a big vacation in 3 weeks. So what do I do? We're like, oh, we'll just choose one of our different plans. And they're like, I can do that? And I was like, yes, of course you can. That's what you want to do. And they were like, so I'll have a structure? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. And they said, will it still be fat burning? Will I still lose weight? And I go, Maybe not, but at least you'll have a layout to follow, and it'll give you a little bit more freedom on what you have, so you can enjoy yourself, focus on continuing to eat healthy and be in a routine, but you won't just go bonkers. And they were like, "Thank you, I'm so glad that I'll still have a structure." So you can utilize these structures at different times, and that's when you want to know how to wield these tools, because there's many benefits of our Fuelings. And actually, before I go any further, the last plan I want to show you is really for optimizing. So for after weight loss is the 3 and 3 plan, where you're eating 3 Fuelings a day and 3 lean ingredients. And you're going to adjust this based on your calorie output throughout the day. Hold on, I think we got to mute a few people here. David, are you on that? All right.
Okay, I got it.
All right, cool. Thank you. So how the Fuelings play into this is they are like a super tool for all of this. They're all natural. They're portion controlled. They're convenient. They're very, like, all the variables are controlled. Like, has anyone even ever followed like another like kind of way to lose weight, and you're like, I'm eating this, but I don't know how many calories it is. It says if I do it in my fitness pal, it's this many, but who knows? Like, who knows how it was cooked? The benefit is you grab that meal, you know how much protein, you know how much like calories, you know how much everything is in it. So it's effortless. It's goof proof because you're controlling the variables. That's one of the benefits. Plus convenience. I think we're up to 6. Drop me a 6 in the chat if you ever use one of our Fuelings in this case. You've ever been out, maybe your blood sugar is low, and you're like, I'm going to eat something, and I'm going to do something that I shouldn't do or I don't want to do. But then you grabbed a Fueling instead because it was right there and you knew it was the right choice for you. I love it. So good. That was like my favorite win, where I finally had to control, like, no, because blood sugar makes you not human. It makes you not think like your normal self. And like, I just had those times where like in low blood sugar level, like, that's not what I want. Grab the Fueling. Oh, this tastes just as good. And now I'm back to normal. These are the benefits of the Fueling. So are you guys kind of getting how to wield this power now? Hopefully it is. And if not, we're opening up some different areas to talk about with your health coach. So kind of as we wrap up here tonight, they also help you control your insulin levels, which is why we eat every 2 to 3 hours. So basically just think of a steady stream of nutrition coming your way all the time, fueling your body, keeping it balanced. Because insulin, when we eat food, our body produces insulin to break it down. If we eat a lot of food or high sugary food, it spikes. And then when it goes low, has anyone ever had, it's called being hangry, where you're just like, you want to eat everything, you're not yourself, you're probably like maybe barking at people. Well, like when you eat little meals more often that are like controlled glycemic amounts, that's not only going to help you with weight loss, but also it's going to help you make better decisions throughout the time. So this is the main part about the different plans. We can get into the different details, but the more important is knowing that they're out there at different times. So as we kind of wrap up here, I want to bring on a really good friend of mine, David Bush, really good at understanding nutrition like I have through this, and you know how to utilize this tool. Will you share a little bit about, because losing the weight that you have and keeping it up is a huge phenomenon, but we do it every single day. Will you express and just maybe share a little bit about the things that have helped you with this subject?
Yeah, thanks so much, Brad. And what you're dropping here is just great tips and great wisdom. And for me personally, I was 310 pounds 10 years ago, and I didn't have a very good plan. My plan was to not have a plan, and that wasn't giving me the results that I wanted because I was falling into the plans of other people, the marketing plans of the restaurants and the plans of my social friends that wanted to eat appetizers, then dinner, then dessert and drinks. And all those calories added up. And so, you know, when I was provided with the plan, and I chose the 5-in-1 plan because I had 2 back surgeries and I needed to lose a significant amount of weight. And to be honest, I was a little bit nervous of, you know, eating the 5-in-1 because I was focused on the calories. But what really got me awakened to the power of this program was not the calories. Everybody's focused on calories and point counting and carb counting, but really what we have to focus on is the nutrition. And the nutrition is on point. I mean, 70 grams of protein, 80 to 100 grams of carbohydrate, 20 grams of fiber, and all the 24 essential vitamins and minerals in this simple 5-in-1 plan. And I just rocked that plan. I didn't have to do rigorous exercise. At the time I was injured, so I couldn't do a lot of rigorous exercise, which I always thought that you had to lose weight, or to lose weight, you had to exercise. And just rocking the 5-in-1 plan, I was able to lose 100 pounds. And it totally transformed my life. And it totally transformed my idea of what food was all about, and food was fuel. And it just got me into the habits of health and healthy eating. And then it just kind of broke open the doors to so many other things, Brad.
Yeah, I love that. So, I mean, so you just follow the plan. I mean, you can kind of see how the 4 components really were a part of what you did there and the nutrition that you were. I'm asking one last question on that is how has this helped you having a plan long term? Like, how have you bounced back and forth? What have you learned along the way? What ultimately helps set you up to be able to maintain really well? Like, one, it was the understanding, just like me, I had no idea. Like, if you're new on this call and you're like macronutrients, calories, or like protein, carbohydrates, I had no idea what any of this meant. This program was like a training wheel for me to start learning what these things meant. I just had to focus on eating 6 times a day. But over time, I learned how to use these different plans and learn how to fuel it just with practice. Could you share a little bit about how this helped you with that case? Like, how did you find that like solid point on maintaining your weight after the weight loss?
Yeah, well, I think that the real key there was the other 3 components, because working with my health coach helped me to modify my plan as I got closer to my healthy weight goal. And once I reached my healthy weight goal, they walked me through the transition process, which was basically a graduation to a 4-in-2 plan. And then as I started to become more active and I started to be able to balance my nutrition, I was able to incorporate other types of food, which really evolved into more of like a 3-in-3 plan. That 3-in-3 plan has been my life journey over the last 10 years, well, 9.5 years, because I lost my weight and then I transitioned. And then I've just used the idea of a 3-in-3 plan. And then there's sometimes, Brad, like you just said, sometimes we modify and go back to a 4-in-2 plan, or we may need to go back to a 5-in-1 plan. As a Optavia coach, I've been spoiled and taken on some cool little incentive trips, which have oftentimes led to some real fun celebration. And I didn't necessarily do as much exercise as I would when I was home. So when I got back from vacation, I went back to more of a structured eating plan. So working with the coach, working with the habits of health, in the workbook, and really understanding how to incorporate all aspects of a plan, not just a meal plan. Because if we're in this just for the meal plan, we're going to be focused on the food. And we know that it's not about what we're consuming from a nutrition standpoint that's the problem. Most of the time, it's about what's consuming us. So having a meal plan was just a jump start, and then it led to having a plan for my life and for my health. And then it graduated into the idea of actually having a plan for my lifestyle. So having a plan just jump-started all other aspects of my life.
I love that, David. So what's kind of cool here is like you focused on progress over perfection and learning along the way, and you stay with the structure. So this is so good. So I want to kind of hit on this as we wrap up here is understanding what fat burning is and the weight loss. A lot of you guys mentioned like, oh man, maybe at different times I have, the scale hasn't moved. So here's the benefits. I'm going to go over the benefits of what fat burning is and why it works so well, what it is, how you're in it, and what happens. So it takes 3,500 calories to burn a pound of fat. The benefit of being in the fat burning stage is you're going to protect your muscle because of the protein intake. And basically, you're just set up to be able to burn as much calories as possible because of the deficit you're in. The benefit of this is if you're getting enough protein is the building block of muscle. You might be adding, or whatever the case may be, you might have a little bit more water. So if you're on this journey and you're in the 5-in-1, you're trying to lose weight, or more rather trying to reduce your body composition, I really would make sure that you're taking measurements. Maybe even going and taking a body composition test, because the scale can't tell you what it is you're doing. So that's what I want to give you guys relief on, is if you've been dialed in on your plan and you don't see the scale moving as much, make sure you rely on measurements, how you're feeling, what progress you're making, what wins you're making, because all you have to know is what deficit you're making, because you are going to lose the fat. I mean, there's variables involved, but for the most part, that's pretty much how it's laid out. So let me dive to the next one here. Oops, I don't have my thing on presenter mode. One here as I wrap up here. 1 second. So here's the benefits of fat burning versus not fat burning. On the 5-in-1, if you lay it out as it's laid out, you're going to be in what we call a fat burning stage. The 5-in-1 is designed to put you in what we call a light state of ketosis. And this is different than traditional low-calorie diets or any of those other plans that we talked about, like the 4-2-in-1, the nursing mothers. Those are just nutrition-controlled, low-calorie intakes. It makes it easy to do. You're eating often. It's nutritionally balanced, but it's not fat burning. The 5-in-1 is the fat burning plan. And so what happens on that one, it's 800 to 1,000 calories. So it's pretty low in calories, but you're tapped into your stored fat because you're taking in between 80 to 100 calories a day. So it's really important to follow the guidelines. So in case any of you guys are wondering, like, why does it say I need to eat like this? Because of the nutritional balance you're taking in. You need to hit that stage. Like, for instance, my wife coaches with me, and she was talking to someone today, and they were like, man, I'm not really losing as much, and I feel kind of tired. But I'm in fat burning because I'm doing the 5-in-1. They did a few more question asking. Turns out he was adding some stuff to his plan. He definitely was not in fat burning, which explains the lack of weight loss and explains why he was tired. Also, it protects your protein. Because of the protein, you protect your muscle mass, and you're going to get 100% of your daily vitamins and minerals. So the benefits of this plan is it allows you to be on a low calorie intake with our Fuelings. Our Fuelings will give you the nutrition you need so you're not deprived of anything. And that's the reason why our weight loss is typically so good, because you can maintain a low calorie intake. Your calories you might be intaking might be low, but the nutrition is not shortchanged at all. Everything you need to run your body. And the reason why you have so much energy is because fat is like rocket fuel. Like, we normally put normal fuel in our body. That's like going to be like your 92 octane. Well, the fat that you're burning in your body, that's like rocket fuel. That's where the energy is coming from. So that's why you have higher energy. That's why you have more clarity, and you're always tapped into burning fat. So that's why you have lower hunger. So you can support that lower calorie deficit. Is this helpful for you guys to understand all of this? So if you ever have hit a plateau, this is where I want to wrap up. I'm going to kind of move fast on my last few slides. I might ask one more question. But if you ever feel like you've hit a plateau, 90% of the time, yes, this isn't an actual official stat, I would say that it's probably just compliance of program and no issue with your body, plan, or an actual plateau. So check your stats. Like, if you ever hit a plateau, go back to measuring. I'm sure you'll find out, like, oh my gosh, I haven't been measuring. Oh, wow. Like, look at all this extra stuff that I wasn't really thinking about. Oh, so more often than not, if you're at a plateau, you might be not following plan, or you might be actually losing fat and possibly maintaining muscle, and then it's just being offset. That's why the measurements are so helpful in all this. So it's a lot of information on it, but hopefully that's helpful. So I'm going to kind of wrap it up with kind of a funny question here. Just kind of pull the chat here. Muscle weighs more than fat. True or false? Because I kind of mentioned that it's good that we might maintain muscle. So like, let me ask the chat here, and let me pull up the chat real quick here. False. True. False. True, true, true. False. Muscle weighs more than fat. What's the answer? The answer is they weigh the exact same. A pound of fat weighs the same as a pound of muscle. So wait, I think I asked that question wrong. I apologize. I might have actually tricked you guys, like super tricked you on that. But the point is they weigh the same. They just take up the same different amount of volume. That's why it's so important to track your measurements. If you lose a pound of fat, but you're adding a little bit of muscle, you will have lost so much more inches. So that's why inches are so important in this process as well. So you might not actually even be in a plateau from that standpoint. You may be nutritionally building the components of your body that you want to see. So hopefully some of this might be a little bit advanced, but hopefully it's opened up the eyes to a different level of your health and why the Fuelings are so important. So I'm going to move forward on this a little bit here, just so I can finish up. But the other thing that really plays a role in this is, let me go here real quick. Your water intake plays a huge role in your plan. That's helpful because hunger is generally confused with being thirsty 30% of the time. Sleep is huge for recuperation, stress, and actually overall appetite. So getting plenty of rest helps your body regenerate. These are just things that play a part of your plan. So sleep on that. I'm not going to ask that question. Stress is also a big one too. It plays into cortisol levels and also just urges and cravings as well. So these are all the things to consider in your overall journey. Where are you at? What is your goal? What are you focused on? What plan's right for you at different times? And a recovered plateau. So hopefully this has opened up your mind to a lot of different things on how to utilize our Fuelings. Because a lot of people come in, if you're like me, you're like, just doing it for the weight loss. And you know what? It's not for weight loss. It's actually super fuel for your body. And if you know how to wield this tool, you can have journeys like Denise talked about that hopped on and shared, or all the wins in the chat, or David who shared his lifelong journey of his health transformation. But hopefully, like the series that we're in, where we're covering our 4 components, you're tapping into all 4 components for major breakthrough. because that's where true breakthrough in health moves forward. So I want to thank you guys all tonight for being part of our community. Love the chat blowing up. So much great feedback and wins across the board. And join us next week so when we hit on the last component, which is the actual habits of health education system with Amber Smithson. So with that being said, have a healthy week, get after it, everyone, and keep going after those goals.
This audio may have contained the personal testimonials of some Optavia coaches or clients of Optavia. The results relayed in these messages are based on the unique experiences of the participants, and we cannot guarantee like or similar outcomes. While you may be inspired by these accounts, please note that any stories of success have not been verified and your individual path to optimal health will vary. As always, it is our recommendation that you consult with a healthcare provider before starting a weight loss program. Yours in health, the Optavia team.